this political correctness issue and standing up or displaying something, wearing something that says that, you know, you're a Christian. I like this, actually. The Muslims give backing to the it's called cross-row electrician. Hindu, Muslim and Sikh groups last night voiced support for an electrician who faces the sack for displaying a Christian symbol in his van. Religious leaders joined former Archbishop of Canterbury, Lord Carey, to demand that the 64-year-old grandfather be allowed to mark Easter with a small palm cross on his dashboard. And I thought that was, in some sense it was silly. You know, this guy is displaying something about what he believes, putting that palm cross on his dashboard, and now he's being told that he can't. And yet here we are, the Muslims are backing him.
Exactly.
That's great.
And the reason that they're saying that he can't put the palm on his dashboard is because he may be offending other groups. And yet here we have representatives from other groups saying we're not offended at all. So what is the real reason behind it?
The thing is, he's sitting in a van all day. He's the only person that's always in that van. And then he's a Christian.
Sure.
There's a celebration coming along.
Of course.
Praise God. The authorities he's working for should be more than happy to allow people to, to exercise their diversity. But no, they clamp down on that. If it was maybe Hindu or something else, they probably would say, well, no problem. We want to welcome these guys.
Sure.
You know, that's the problem with these guys. It's like they are Draculas. They hate to see the crucifix. It's like it brings some demon out of them.
Yes, that's right. Or maybe some conviction. You never know. Remember in Israel, we're sometimes in Israel around this time, aren't we? Because we do the Palm Sunday walk, don't they? And we all have our very large palms, don't we?
Right.
And it's absolutely wonderful as we walk all the way down.
Beautiful.
Very steep, isn't it?
Yep.
Walking down, and then we do the Via de la Rosa, don't we? Which is quite amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually miss that journey this time of the year.
Sure.
Because we're there during the Pentecost. Yeah.
That's exactly when we're there.
Yeah.
Shall I carry on?
Please do.
Okay, I'm just going to put Coventry on the map just for a brief second. Okay.
Oh, the Coventry Observer. Do you know, we've never
Observer.
covered the Coventry Observer.
Well, there you are.
Before,
Just for a brief moment in time. Okay. This could be anywhere. This could be anywhere, I'm sure. But just this small article. Respect and tolerance vital, say the police. Let's all get on. That's the message to teenagers and pensioners as the summer approaches. West Midlands Police have taken the unusual step of writing to both groups urging mutual respect and consideration. In the letters, school children are encouraged to think about their own conduct, show respect to others, and always be polite and considerate to elderly members of their community. Pensioners have been reminded that teenagers have a right to hang out in the areas where they live, and not all of them are out to cause trouble. They have also been given numbers to call should they experience antisocial behaviour. And also, just two small things. I won't read them all out, but just the headlines from some of the from other local newspapers in Coventry. Arsonists putting our lives at risk, say Tile Hill neighbours. Tile Hill is a small area in South Coventry. Arsonists putting lives at risk by torching wheelie bins outside homes in Coventry.
Oh, is that what goes on in Coventry?
Sometimes,
Mark.
yes. Firefighters were sent to a housing complex. A similar thing. Nuneaton, I've lost my piece of paper.
Do you think all of this sort of setting fire to wheelie bins and such things, it's usually youth, isn't it? Usually. I know that we can't sort of tar everyone with the same brush. But when you were reading earlier about the fact that pensioners really need to know that the youth sort of have the right to hang out, I'm not surprised that when a pensioner sees a group of youths hanging out, that pensioner will feel intimidated.
From the Daily Mail. Thugs hurl a brick in a face of girl aged 4. A girl of 4 was horrifically injured when a thug threw a brick at her face. Jersey Lou Perry, if that's how you say her name, was knocked unconscious when a gang attacked her father's van when he asked them to stop kicking a ball at it. She lost her 2 front teeth, was left with a broken nose, dozens of cuts and bruises, and with shards of glass embedded in her face after the thug lobbed a brick through the window of the van. She's now recovering. I cannot believe that someone could do this to a child, he said. That's her father. Who throws a house brick at an innocent little girl? And I just think, just looking at this earlier, there's a verse from a song that I know well. It's quite an old song, and the words are, "For each child is special, a love gift from heaven." And I just think the way that we treat children, some people think that this is acceptable. is another sign that
Exactly.
without dwelling over the same sort
Sure.
of areas before, we're dwelling with people who just have no sense of what's right and what's wrong, and
Well-
do this and walk away.
Well, what I'm interested in here, I've got the same article here in the Daily Mirror, is of what I'm just looking to see what we're talking about. Okay, a gang. Oh, there you go, a gang of youths. Okay, all right, not just a gang of older people, not like a gang of black men, but a gang of youth.
Youth.
And so, people start to draw comparisons with what they're reading every day, and that's why people feel intimidated by a gang of youths, because time and time again we see that these kinds of things are committed by gangs of youths. I mean, how many of them? 12 to 15 of them. I mean, it must be very, very intimidating, very. But here you go. Police says that the thug that they're actually looking for is between age 16 and 19. Okay, there you go. So that's
Oh, it says here
our
last
point.
night they arrested a 17-year-old man, actually.
Okay.
This is this morning's paper,
Well, that's
so
good.
hopefully they're on their way to
But let's see what happens to him.
sorting.
What will happen to him though? You know,
Yeah.
Yes.
Will he get a telling off?
And on page 2 of the Daily Telegraph, can you imagine they tucked this story neat in a small corner here, thinking no one will see it?
Oh, but you saw it, Yemi.
Yep.
It didn't escape your eye,
That's right.
did it?
It says airline bomb plotter seeks early release date. A bomb plotter who was jailed for 45 years over his attempt to blow up an Israeli airline had his application for early release referred back to the parole board yesterday. The referral will raise Nazar Hendawi's hopes of being released in the near future. Although he faces moves to deport him from the UK, he was jailed in 1986 after planting a bomb in his fiance's luggage for a flight to Tel Aviv. The 56-year-old Jordanian's release date without parole is due in 2016. So it says recently the High Court in London declared the parole decision-making process in his case unfair and legally flawed. Judges squashed the refusal by Justice Secretary Ken Clark to accept parole recommendations that Hindawi should be released and deported. He shouldn't be released and deported. Let him serve his term and then,
deport
send
him.
him out. Because I remember that story in 1986.
I do remember
this
it
woman
well.
was pregnant.
Yeah.
And then they planned to
Sure.
blow up the whole plane with this pregnant fiance.
But she didn't even know anything about it,
No.
did she? She was totally innocent.
Yeah.
She was devastated. Well, she thinks she would have been devastated. Wow.
Wow.